Morning. We're working on some stuff. We're back from vacation. We are back from vacation from Mexico. And guess what we got? Rain. We've had about 2 inches of rain since we've been gone. Got about an inch last night, and the night before we got another inch. Sweet corn is very close to being ready to pick. Actually, some of them are actually ready to pick. We picked a few, not very many though. But yeah, we got 2 inches of rain. Here in the shop, we've got the new combine. We're going over this head. This head's actually done too. This is a second head we went through. It's just got a few things to grease, and that's about it. It's pretty much wrapped up. Got the 8040 here with the big anhydrous bar. Now the 8040 does not pull this big anhydrous bar. It was just used to pull this in here. Yeah, we're replacing a few of the closers on it. If you haven't seen a video of us, you haven't seen the last video of us doing that, I'd recommend checking it out. So we got this wing all done to this point, but we're waiting for more bearings. Kind of like last time. But these bearings are a little bit different than the other ones' bearings because these are heavy-duty bars. They're just a little bit different than the other bars on the other bar. So yeah, we got some, geez, it's gonna focus. We've got some water, surprisingly. Corn has been turning a little bit. That rain's not going to really help them out that much, but it is going to help out our beans. Our beans look beautiful. Our corn's probably going to have an average year. Our beans has potential. We've also got, so we got the 2 heads. These 2 have all been looked over and ready to rock and roll for the year. But we've got one of our transfer augers. This is our oldest transfer auger. It's had about 2 million bushels through it. It's shot, pretty much, almost. We've welded on the bottom. The tube is almost to the end of its life. Yeah, it's probably had about 2 million bushels through it, so it's kind of shot, worn out. We're just gonna kind of that's shot too. It's we're gonna see what we can do with it, you know. We're gonna replace it. And this one's not really worth anything, so it'll probably just be scrapped. We'll take the motor off and scrap this. But yeah, we're gonna have to get a new transfer auger before we know it. This one's got a little bit of life left. Maybe a few more bins to unload, but not much. It's almost to the end. Trip to Mexico, it was pretty nice. I didn't record anything in Mexico. Surprisingly, I didn't. But had a fun time. Definitely an experience. It's something I think everybody should do. I think especially if you're hating on the country that you live in, you need to go visit other countries before you hate on your country that you live in. That's my opinion. Probably shouldn't talk anymore on that. But yeah. New combine looks pretty slick. Sadly, I move off in, well, this Friday. Today is Wednesday. This Friday, we're packing up the livestock trailer full of my stuff. And we are going to be moving down to State Tech to my apartment. All my junk's gonna be moved down there. So there's one of the cobs of my sweet corn. That's a decent sized cob. It's filled out pretty well. I wish I would have got a video of it before we left on vacation. It was about the same cob length, but about this top piece, probably 2 inches to 3 inches down, there was nothing. There's no kernels up here. They wouldn't fill out. Aden took a bite into this and then decided he didn't want to eat it because it's not cooked. You're not supposed to eat sweet corn unless it's cooked, really. because if not, you're gonna have some bowel movement. So, but yeah, Aden peeled this one back, and this one filled out pretty good. Still waiting for a few more to get to about this stage so we can pick them, but yeah, this one looks pretty good actually. Better than I expected, especially since we haven't had water for so long. Well, we're out in the pickup truck. I had to take Aden home because he's got to sign up for school today. Mom's gonna take him over to the school and get him all situated, pick out his locker and stuff. So here's our dying corn. Can't see that much green anymore. It's given up. It doesn't look half bad. We'll walk out into it here in a second. But the beans are still nice and green for the most part. Yeah. I'll go down the road a little bit and then we'll do a side-by-side of the beans versus the corn. But yeah, it's pretty, beans look pretty good, but corn, corn will probably be an average year. But beans, they got potential. They definitely needed this rain. Even some of our later planted corn needed that rain. Some of this early stuff needed rain about 2-3 weeks ago, but didn't get it for it to be the best corn in the world. But yeah, just kind of dying off a little bit. Most of it actually has turned colors in the past week of us just being gone. It's kind of crazy. But it is getting closer to that time of year for us to be combining it. But 2-3 weeks ago, if we had a rain, we could have had some really good corn this year. But I don't know. We also don't know how the corn prices and bean prices are going to go. I mean, it might not even matter if we have the best yields in the world. We might not even have a good price. We don't know. We'll see what happens. It's kind of it's a guessing game, you know. We're kind of in a very questionable time period. Very different than what I'm used to, honestly. Yeah, kind of crazy. Just like last year, everybody put everything in the bin and was like, yep, another year. We just put it in the bin and we'll get more money whenever it's out of harvest season. That didn't happen. We put everything in the bin and we lost money by putting it in the bin. In most cases, actually like all cases, the reason people put it in the bin in the first place, you know, it's kind of a guarantee that once we're out of harvest season, prices will go back up. That didn't happen last year, so things are pretty questionable, you know. So I'm stopped here on the road. I'll show you the beans, compare to the corn. They're side by side right here. This is probably third or fourth field planted of corn. And this is our first field planted of beans. It's a nice little piece here. Nice, beautiful, tall beans. It's kind of actually hard to walk in. This is 20-inch beans. At this point, can't really tell it as much. But they are up to the top of my waist, which is pretty dang tall. Very beautiful beans. Beautiful beans. I'd say about 3/4 of our beans look like this. We planted a heck of a lot of beans really early, and it was a good thing too because we had about a month delay and because of rain, and that really helped these beans get out of the ground and get a nice early start. Beautiful beans. Looks beautiful rolling over the terraces and everything. Beautiful. Corn, on the other hand, kind of got choked out of some rain at the very end. Why is it not focusing? What the world? Corn, on the other hand, nice tall. I mean, yeah, it had the early growth. It just kind of struggled the last week or so of its life. We'll go in a few rows. You always got to go in a few rows to actually see what your crop really looks like. I mean, decent sized cobs. decent sized cob. Here, we'll grab a good looking ear so we look like we're farming in Minnesota. I'll take this back to the truck and I'll open it up for you guys. But yeah, beautiful tall corn. It's probably a foot taller than I am. Foot and a half taller than I am. I'm 6'2". I mean, yeah, the plant itself got up and grew really quick, but like I said earlier, just the last 2-3 weeks where you really needed some rain, it didn't get it. So we'll see how full the cob is. I mean, that's a decent sized cob. Cob starts here. But yeah, decent sized cob, but we'll see. Let's peel it back and see. Some of you guys might be wondering why I walked in a few rows before I pulled the ear. Normally your outside rows of your field are going to be your weakest plants. And the reason for that is they are battling for resources from neighboring plants, which in most cases either you're going to have trees. If you got trees right beside their corn, they're going to be battling for sunlight, water, and stuff like that. So on the outside of fields, normally that's where you see the corn not do so well. And also if it's nice, cleared off, just grass right beside the field, like what we just saw there, the grass does start kind of eating into the field. And it's something you really can't manage very much, because if you really wanted to get rid of it, you'd be coming in for multiple swipes of chemical, and that's just, it's not really worth it. But yeah, it's mainly because those first few rows are going to be battling a little bit harder for certain resources because of the excessive amount of plants in that area. So around the outside of fields, that's normally your weakest spot. Your first about 4 or 5 rows are going to be pretty weak compared to the rest of the field, just because of the battling. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I kind of picked a pretty good cob here. It's pretty full to the top. Like, that's actually very good. We might not have the best test weights in the world because the ears or the kernels might not be the fullest kernels in the world. When it comes to filling out that cob, it's actually not that bad. It's a pretty decent sized cob. Here it is up against pop can. I did pick like the best cob I could see, so don't think I'm a farmer. I'm gonna say, yeah, look at my corn, it's beautiful. All of it's gonna be beautiful. But this is the best corn we have, of course, because this is the main farm where we put on anhydrous and we put on hog manure. So it has Miracle Grow, it has the best fertilizer you could put on the ground. So yeah, good corn here. I don't know how our later planted corn's going to do farther away from the main farm, but when it comes to the main farm, if we could average cobs that look like that, not going to be a bad year. Well, I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. And yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. Channel's been growing a lot, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to be heading down to State Tech at the end of this week. I'm going to probably do some videos down there. I'm going to post them on my other channel. So if you haven't subscribed to that channel, check it out in the description below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. For those of you that are kind of wondering where we went on vacation, we went down to Cancun. We stayed at all-inclusive down there. It's pretty nice, actually. They had a lot of options for places to eat and stuff like that. They had a pool really close to the beach. It was really nice. It's a lot different than last year when we went to Mexico. We kind of stayed on an island, and we had to run around and pick up stuff, and we had to kind of drive around to get to the beach, whereas this we were kind of enclosed in a certain area, and kind of had everything you could ever ask for in that facility. So it was pretty nice. A little bit different, you know, but it's always nice to kind of take a break and kind of explore parts of the world you aren't very familiar with. So yeah, it was pretty nice. Yeah, that's about all I got to say about it. Good food, great people, good food, and I'd go back tomorrow if I could. And a big shout out to all our shout out crew members for them supporting this channel. If you want to support this channel and become a member, check it out in the link in the description below.